Hi guys, PJ here. Today we're unboxing and taking a look at the Asus TUF A15 gaming laptop. This is a sort of a current one, so at the moment it's December 2023. This is a 2022 model, which means it has the RTX3060 6GB graphics card built in, and it has a Ryzen 6800H, which is a Ryzen 7, and that is an 8-core 16-thread CPU. The rest of the specs for this thing are pretty good. Packaging for it when it arrived, as you can see, is solid, shall we say. The power adapter is quite a bit chunkier than the previous version. This is actually to replace this one, an old GTX3060 version, which is about 3 years old now. And obviously with a more powerful graphics card, you're going to have more power draw. They seem to have slimmed it down and refined it a lot more compared to that version. It's heavier, slimmer, sleeker, has additional audio buttons at the top, so you don't have to press function and then a key to turn the volume up and down, stuff like that. It's actually got its own buttons for that. Battery life, as you'd expect while gaming, is, well, awful. You really are going to need this thing plugged in, to be honest with you, and that's what we're using it for. Our original one's going to be used for the streaming software, and this particular one to play the games on. Should be up to that, no problem. This has an RGB keyboard, which is Aurora Sync, so you can change it to how you want it. If you want to stay static or whatever, it can show you red there, for example, or you can have it pulse sync. The original launch price was £1,500 with this spec, but now it's available for about £800, so it's not badly priced. It's got a fast CPU, it's got 16 gigabytes of RAM, like I was saying, and importantly, it has an M2 expansion port for sticking another SSD in it, so you're going to run out of storage pretty quick. To stick an SSD in it, it's just a case of popping the bottom lid off, which, yes, does void the warranty, so think about that one. The bottom lid's held on with some little screws. Keep them in order because they're all different lengths. And you just basically shove your new M2 drive into it. It is a Gen 4, so you are going to need a fast one, really, to do the system justice. You know, they're a little bit dearer. Still. On to gaming, we booted up Cyberpunk, and these are the default settings the game launched with. As you can see, pretty much everything was maxed. It's a 1080p display with a 144Hz refresh rate, so you could plug this into a big TV, which again is what we're going to do. You can also set the system to be completely on when the lid is shut. So you can shut the lid, play it on the TV, use a mouse if you want. You know, you can do it that way. Speaking of a mouse, inputs and outputs are pretty good. My only niggle is that they're on the side and not the rear. HDMI out, for example, is on the side. It's a bit awkward. It could do with being on the back, but it does have headphone jack, 2 USB-Cs, which is ideal if you're, I don't know, charging Apple products, you know, because the new ones, if you've got a watch and a phone, 2 USB-Cs, both fast charge. That's handy to have. You've got 3 USBs as well, both of them nice and quick, so that's a good thing. RJ45 if you want to plug hardwired internet into it rather than use the excellent wireless that it has. The wireless has a very good range. We've tested it. It's fantastic. Even 3 rooms away from our router with walls in the way, there's not a problem with the wireless. That's very strong on it. Other things worth mentioning, volume, loudness of the fans. We've set this to the powerful mode and disabled any energy saving stuff. So in other words, it's on full power, well, all the time. And the fans are very quiet. They're much quieter than the older version with the GTX3060 in it. So there we go. Back to Cyberpunk. Well, yeah, it ran very well, guys. Average of 66.2. Everything was on. The only thing turned off was a couple of ray tracing features. You can actually put everything on totally max, including all the ray tracing stuff, and lock this game at 30, should you wish. We've also tried the new COD game, Battlefield 2042, all of which run absolutely fine, no problems. Far Cry 6 ran very, very well, but the larger Ubisoft games aren't that well optimized. That was a little bit down. It locked to 60, no problem, mostly high settings, a few ultra settings. So all in all, I feel this is good value for money. It should be reliable. Our last one certainly was. And at £800, it's a lot of kit. I mean, it is also the newer, faster memory that's in it, so you get quick stuff. Guys, I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you again next time with the next tech video, looking at something completely different. Thanks for now. Bye.